So hello there. I'm Juan Barron from the Center for Research on North America from the National University, Autonomous University of Mexico. I will attempt to do a 5-minute video. Let's see. I'm studying about infodemics in USA using critical sociocybernetics tools. So the World Health Organization conceptualized a pandemic as an overabundance of information, some accurate, some not, that makes it hard for people to find trustworthy sources and reliable guidance when they need it. And of course, along the pandemics, COVID-19 pandemics, there's been a strong infodemic. And why is this? And what I'm studying is to explore the hypothesis that infodemic is key for the rise of digital and surveillance capitalism. There will be no time to do this reflection at all, but I want you to explain that, well, the first thing is that infodemics work within the programmatic fields of media system. As you may remember, I'm proposing that there are 4 programmatic fields instead of 3 that Luhmann proposed. And well, I'm working with one of these programmatic fields is what is happening. And well, what I'm trying to explain is how all these activities, that media activities realized by infodemics, how do they spread? How do they tell us what's going on? How do we know what the hell is going on? Sorry, I didn't say hell. And then they use in the what's happening programmatic field. It's very common to use manipulation strategies, and also there's certain vulnerability from people that are more prone to fail in these ideas of the programmatic field of what's happening. Of course, within the programmatic field, there is fake news, but what I'm trying to say is that infodemics is much more than fake news, and that maybe many corporations are using the pandemic and the infodemics to spread, to enhance the internet, to enhance the technology, to enhance the potential, so they can now impose a new regime, economical regime that we call digital capitalism or surveillance capitalism. This is, I would try to say this very simple. Digital capitalism, for base, is the collection of processes, sites, and moments in which digital technology mediates the structural tendencies of capitalism. For Zuboff, surveillance capitalism, I'm not thinking that this really surveillance capitalism, but this positive for surveillance, but what she calls surveillance capitalism has to be understood as a management practice that unilaterally claims human experience as a free raw material for translation into behavioral data for commercial practices of extraction, prediction, and sales. So what I'm studying is how pandemics work for this enhancement of digital and surveillance capitalism. How to do this, I'm attempting to show that the pandemic is not only about fake news, but it's composed by 2 main aspects. One is the pathogenous agent that transmit the information, and the second is the symptoms that that we can observe in the audiences or populations that are using the internet. the pathogenous agent will be conformed by, can be studied. I'm following a study about a four-dimension model. The four-dimension model of the pathogenous agent is by transparency, how clear is the subject that is showing the information, verificability, which is how possible is to validate the information it's being shown. Three, replicability, it means how many times it can be multiplied by itself in a second. And four, the duration, how long on the time this information can be exhibited. So with this, we can more or less understand and to put in a map the four-dimension model of the pathogenous agent of the infodemic. On the other side, there is the symptoms of the infodemic, and the infodemic has several symptoms, which are a communication symptoms, psychological symptoms, and ideological symptoms. So I'm trying to explain how the psychological, which are the psychological are related to cognitive, emotional, and behavioral aspects. The communicational are related to the definition of contents, the interdefinition of identities, and the problems delivered by translation and interpretation of the information. And ideological symptoms, I study beliefs, desires, and fantasies of the subjects that share the information. So that's what I'm going to say, because this is now more than 5 minutes, but that's what I'm studying. And I'm studying this in the United States, but I didn't have time to show this. So I will have time to have a conversation. Thank you. Regards from Mexico. See you soon.